Have you ever felt like walking was supposed to make you feel better, but instead you just end up feeling more tired, more sore, and maybe even a little discouraged? It's frustrating, isn't it? Everyone says walking is one of the best exercises you can do as you get older, low impact, good for your heart, helps keep the weight off. But what if too much walking is actually working against you after a certain age? If you've been wondering why those daily walks aren't making you feel as energized or strong as they used to, you're not alone. In fact, walking too frequently after 70 can actually speed up some of the very aging processes you're trying to prevent. Let's face it, your body isn't the same at 70 as it was at 40, and that's okay. The key is understanding how to work with your body rather than pushing it too hard. Overdoing it with walking can lead to increased inflammation, joint wear and tear, muscle loss, and even higher levels of stress hormones like cortisol. The result? More fatigue, slower recovery, and that annoying feeling that you're actually getting weaker instead of stronger. But the good news is that you don't have to stop walking altogether. You just need to adjust your approach. In this video, we'll explore why excessive walking can accelerate aging after 70 and, more importantly, the healthier, more balanced options that can keep you strong, energized, and feeling your best. Before we continue, I'd love to see where you're tuning in from and what time it is for you right now. Drop a quick comment below and let me know. It's always amazing to see just how global our community is. Let's start with the first reason why too much walking can backfire: increased joint stress and inflammation. When you were younger, your joints were cushioned by a thick layer of cartilage and plenty of synovial fluid, basically the body's natural lubricant. But as you get older, that cushioning starts to thin out, and the production of synovial fluid slows down. This makes your joints more prone to friction and inflammation. When you walk too much, especially on hard surfaces like concrete, it puts repeated pressure on your knees, hips, and ankles. That constant pounding can cause micro tears in the cartilage, leading to swelling, stiffness, and eventually arthritis flare-ups. And it's not just about the knees. Your feet take a beating too. The fat pads on the bottoms of your feet naturally thin out with age, which means less shock absorption. Have you noticed that your feet get sore more quickly than they used to, even in good walking shoes? That's why, and if you keep walking through the discomfort, thinking you just need to push through it, you could actually make the problem worse by irritating the joints and tendons even more. This creates a cycle of inflammation that's hard to break. So what's the solution? It's all about balance. Instead of walking every day or aiming for long distances, try walking every other day or shortening your walks to 20-30 minutes. And switch up the terrain. Soft surfaces like grass or dirt trails are much easier on your joints than concrete. Also, don't be afraid to invest in a pair of high-quality walking shoes with extra cushioning and arch support. Your feet and your knees will thank you. Another problem with too much walking after 70 is muscle loss. Yes, walking is a form of exercise, but it's not enough to maintain muscle strength as you age. Walking is primarily a cardio activity, which means it gets your heart rate up, but doesn't do much for building or maintaining muscle mass. After 50, you naturally start losing muscle at a rate of about 1–2% per year, unless you actively work to preserve it. If walking is your main form of exercise, you're not getting the resistance training your muscles need to stay strong. Here's the tricky part. When you walk too much without enough strength training, you can actually weaken your muscles over time. That's because your body starts to break down muscle tissue to supply energy for the extra activity. And once muscle loss sets in, you might notice other issues creeping up like poor balance, slower walking speed, and even a higher risk of falls. The fix: pair your walking routine with some light strength training. Simple exercises using resistance bands or light hand weights are a great place to start. Even bodyweight exercises like squats, wall push-ups and leg raises can help rebuild muscle strength without putting extra stress on your joints. If you're not sure where to start, there are plenty of beginner-friendly exercise videos online designed specifically for seniors. Now, the third reason why overwalking can accelerate aging is something you might not expect: increased cortisol levels. Cortisol is the body's main stress hormone. When you exercise, especially for long periods of time, your body produces cortisol as part of its natural stress response. In small amounts, that's not a bad thing. But when you walk too much, your body stays in a heightened state of stress for too long, and that's when problems start. High cortisol levels can lead to muscle breakdown, increased belly fat, poor sleep, and even weakened immune function. Have you ever noticed that after a long walk, you feel exhausted rather than energized? That's a sign your cortisol levels are too high. It's your body's way of saying, "Hey, I need a break." A smarter approach is to focus on shorter, moderate-intensity walks, rather than pushing yourself to hit a certain number of steps each day. Try walking for 15 to 20 minutes in the morning, and then another short walk later in the day, rather than one long session. And mix in calming activities like stretching, yoga, or deep breathing exercises to help your body reset and bring those cortisol levels down. It's not about giving up walking altogether. It's about finding the right balance so you can feel stronger, more energized, and more comfortable in your body. Now that we've covered how joint stress, muscle loss, and high cortisol levels can make too much walking backfire, let's take a closer look at some healthier options to stay active and energized without overdoing it. So, if too much walking can actually wear down your body rather than build it up, what are the better options? The goal here isn't to stop moving, it's to move in a way that supports your body's changing needs after seven. That means focusing on low-impact, joint-friendly activities that build strength, improve flexibility, and boost your energy without draining you. Let's explore a few smart alternatives to overwalking that can keep you feeling strong and balanced. One of the best ways to complement walking and even reduce some of the damage it causes is strength training. Now, I know strength training might sound intimidating, especially if you've never lifted weights before or it's been years since you've done anything like that. But you don't need to hit the gym or lift heavy dumbbells to get the benefits. In fact, bodyweight exercises and light resistance work are often more effective for seniors because they're gentler on the joints, while still giving your muscles the challenge they need to grow stronger. Think of strength training as protecting your foundation. When your muscles are stronger, they absorb more of the impact when you walk, which takes the pressure off your joints. It also helps improve your balance and coordination, two things that become more important as you get older. Simple exercises like wall push-ups, seated leg lifts, bicep curls with light weights, and even standing on one leg for 30 seconds at a time can work wonders. And the best part, you only need to do strength training 2 to 3 times a week for about 15-20 minutes to see real benefits. If you're wondering where to start, you can find plenty of beginner-friendly strength training routines online. Or, if you prefer a little more guidance, many senior centers and community gyms offer classes specifically designed for older adults. Resistance bands are also a great tool. They're inexpensive, easy to store, and you can use them to add gentle resistance to almost any movement. Now let's talk about balance and flexibility, because these are two areas that walking alone won't fully support, but they're essential for staying mobile and avoiding injury as you age. This is where activities like yoga, Pilates, and Tai Chi come in. You don't have to twist yourself into a pretzel to benefit from yoga or Pilates. There are plenty of gentle, senior-friendly versions that focus more on stretching, balance, and breathing than on difficult poses. Yoga and Pilates work by strengthening the deep, stabilizing muscles in your core and improving your overall flexibility. That's important because when your core is strong and your muscles are more flexible, your joints are better supported, and your balance improves. This translates to feeling more confident and stable when you walk. Reducing the risk of falls, Tai Chi, on the other hand, is especially beneficial for improving balance. The slow flowing movements of Tai Chi help train your body's sense of balance and coordination, while also calming your nervous system and reducing stress. Just 10-15 minutes of yoga, Pilates or Tai Chi a few times a week can make a noticeable difference in how you feel when you walk and move through your day. And if you're worried about learning something new, remember, there's no need to be perfect. It's about showing up and doing what feels good for your body. Another smart alternative to overwalking is swimming or water aerobics. If walking is starting to feel tough on your knees or hips, water-based exercise is a fantastic low-impact option. The buoyancy of the water supports your joints, so you can move more freely without the pounding and stress you get from walking on hard surfaces. Swimming works almost every muscle in your body while also giving you a great cardiovascular workout. Plus, the resistance of the water helps build strength without straining your muscles or joints. Water aerobics classes are also a fun way to stay social while getting a full-body workout. Moving in water improves circulation, flexibility, and muscle tone, while being gentle on sensitive joints. And if swimming lap sounds a little too intense, even just walking or jogging in waist-deep water can give you many of the same benefits. You'll work your muscles and improve your cardiovascular health without the wear and tear of regular walking. Now here's an option that often gets overlooked, but can be just as beneficial as traditional exercise: stretching and mobility work. Stretching is one of the easiest ways to maintain flexibility, reduce stiffness, and protect your joints as you age. Tight muscles can pull on your joints and cause discomfort when you walk, which leads to poor movement patterns and more wear and tear over time. A simple daily stretching routine focused on the major muscle groups, hamstrings, calves, quadriceps, hip flexors, and back, can make a huge difference in how comfortable you feel when you move. Start with gentle stretches you can hold for 15 or 30 seconds each. You don't need to push yourself. Stretching should feel relieving, not painful. And don't forget about your feet and ankles. Rolling a tennis ball under your foot or gently rotating your ankles helps improve circulation and flexibility in the small muscles that support your balance. Stretching also helps counteract the stiffness that builds up from sitting for long periods. If you notice that you feel stiff or achy when you first get up in the morning, that's a sign that your muscles need a little extra attention. A quick 5-minute stretching session when you wake up and another before bed can help you feel more comfortable and relaxed throughout the day. Finally, let's not forget about the importance of rest and recovery. This is the piece that's often missing when it comes to walking and exercise in general. After 70, your body takes longer to recover from activity. When you don't give your muscles and joints enough time to repair, you end up in a state of constant low-level inflammation, which accelerates aging and increases the risk of injury. That's why it's so important to build rest days into your routine and listen to your body when it needs a break. If you've been walking every day and feeling more tired than energized, try cutting back to walking 3 or 4 days a week instead. On your rest days, focus on gentler activities like stretching, deep breathing exercises, or even just relaxing with a good book or spending time with family. Rest isn't laziness, it's part of the process of building strength and resilience. It's about working smarter, not harder. When you combine shorter, more intentional walks with strength training, balance work, and stretching, you're giving your body everything it needs to stay strong, flexible, and energized. Plus, you're reducing the wear and tear that too much walking can cause. And most importantly, you'll feel better, not just physically but mentally too. Feeling stronger and more balanced gives you the confidence to stay active and independent, which is the key to aging well. Now that we've explored how to adjust your routine and support your body's changing needs, let's take a closer look at how you can put all of this together into a balanced, sustainable plan that works for you. By now, you've probably realized that it's not about giving up walking, it's about finding the right balance. Overwalking after 70 can wear down your joints, stress your muscles, and spike your cortisol levels. But when you combine shorter, smarter walking sessions with strength training, flexibility work, and proper recovery, you'll feel stronger and more energized than you have in years. The key is building a balanced routine that fits into your life without feeling overwhelming or exhausting. So how do you put it all together in a way that works for you? Let's start with a balanced weekly plan that gives you all the benefits of walking while avoiding the negative effects of overuse. Instead of aiming for a certain number of steps each day, try setting a goal of walking 3 to 4 times a week for about 20 to 30 minutes. And remember, quality is more important than quantity. A shorter, more mindful walk on a soft surface is going to be better for your body than pushing yourself through an hour-long walk on concrete. For example, you could plan to walk on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, alternating between a brisk walk one day and a slower, more relaxed walk the next. If you feel up to adding a fourth walk, keep it short and easy. Maybe just a stroll around the neighborhood or through the park. Pay attention to how your body feels afterward. If you notice lingering soreness or fatigue, that's a sign to scale back a bit. In between your walking days, aim to do strength training 2 to 3 times a week. Start with light weights or resistance bands, focusing on simple exercises like squats, leg lifts, bicep curls, and seated knee extensions. You don't need to spend more than 15-20 minutes on strength training to see results. The goal is to target the major muscle groups, legs, arms, back, and core, so your whole body stays balanced and supported. For flexibility and balance, adding a yoga, Pilates, or Tai Chi session once or twice a week can make a huge difference. If a class feels intimidating, there are plenty of easy-to-follow online videos specifically designed for seniors. Even 5 minutes of deep breathing and gentle stretching at the end of the day can help you unwind and improve your overall flexibility. And let's not forget about rest days. After 70, rest isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. Rest days give your muscles and joints time to repair and rebuild, which actually makes you stronger in the long run. On your rest days, you're not just sitting around doing nothing. You're giving your body a chance to heal and recharge. Light activities like gardening, playing with your grandchildren, or even just walking around the house doing chores count as movement without putting extra strain on your body. Now, if you're wondering how long it will take to notice the benefits of this balanced approach, the good news is that you don't have to wait months to feel the difference. Within a few weeks of adjusting your routine, you'll likely notice that your joints feel less stiff, your balance improves, and you're not as tired after activity. That's because you're no longer overloading your body, you're giving it the right combination of movement and recovery to stay strong and resilient. You might also notice that you sleep better. That's because lowering your cortisol levels and building muscle strength helps regulate your body's natural sleep cycle. Better sleep leads to more energy during the day, which makes it easier to stick with your exercise routine. It's a positive cycle that starts with simply working with your body instead of pushing against it. And here's an important reminder. Progress isn't measured by how far you walk or how many steps you take. It's measured by how you feel. If you finish a walk and feel energized rather than wiped out, that's progress. If you notice that you can balance on one foot for a few more seconds than last week, that's progress. If you wake up with less stiffness and more energy, that's progress. Your body knows when you're on the right track, so trust it. Let's talk about motivation for a second, because this is where a lot of people struggle. It's easy to feel discouraged when you see younger people jogging effortlessly around the block or when you don't notice physical changes right away. But aging isn't a competition, it's about feeling your best, not keeping up with anyone else. The real goal is to feel comfortable and confident in your body so you can enjoy the activities that matter most to you. That's why it helps to focus on how exercise makes you feel rather than what it looks like from the outside. If you feel stronger, more balanced, and more energized, that's if you can keep up with your grandkids at the park, walk up the stairs without getting winded, or wake up without those nagging aches. That's success. It's about building strength and resilience for your life. Also, don't underestimate the power of social connection when it comes to staying motivated. Joining a walking group, a strength training class, or even just finding a friend to do yoga with can make a big difference in how consistent you are. When you have someone else to share the experience with, it doesn't feel like exercise, it feels like fun. And staying socially connected is one of the best things you can do for your mental and emotional health as you age. If you hit a roadblock, and you probably will at some point, that's okay. Life happens. You might get sick, you might have a bad week, or maybe the weather throws off your routine. Don't let one setback convince you that you've failed. Just adjust, listen to your body, and get back to it when you're ready. Aging well isn't about perfection, it's about consistency and flexibility. Here's the bottom line: walking is still a great activity, but only when it's balanced with strength, flexibility, and rest. Overwalking after 70 can accelerate joint wear and muscle loss, but the solution isn't to stop moving, it's to move smarter. When you create a balanced routine that includes walking, strength training, flexibility work, and recovery, you'll not only feel stronger and more energized, you'll also feel more confident and in control of your body. So take this as your sign to step back, listen to your body, and make adjustments where you need to. Start small. Try cutting back on your walking days, adding in a few strength exercises, or experimenting with yoga or Tai Chi. Pay attention to how your body responds, and trust that small changes can lead to big improvements over time. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. There's a whole community of people navigating the same challenges and learning how to age well with strength and grace. So, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give it a like and subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. What changes have you noticed when you adjusted your exercise routine? Have you found any strength training or balance exercises that work well for you? Let's keep the conversation going and support each other in building a stronger, healthier future, one step at a time. Here's to moving smarter, feeling stronger, and aging with confidence. You've got this. Before you go, if you found this helpful, you're going to want to check out our episode on 5 dangerous habits to avoid after 65. It's packed with practical tips to help you avoid some of the most common mistakes that can affect your health and energy as you get older. Some of these habits might surprise you, but once you know what to watch out for, you'll be able to make simple changes that can have a big impact on how you feel every day. So if you're serious about staying strong and independent, make sure to give that episode a watch next. You'll find the link right here on the screen, or just head over to the channel and look for it. Trust me, you don't want to miss this one.